lives in Pennsylvania. Like, what's going on? But I wrote this just this January, and when I started reading the FEST program, I'm like, oh my gosh, there's all these imagery that's the same, so I've got to do it here. So I put it out to the leaders. Where is this going to fit in the program? And Louise writes back, you're going to do it with me and Lily's concert. I'm like, okay. But then a few weeks later, I was like, I think I'd like to have some instrumental support. And I said, Louise, would you be willing to help me out? And like, I get to do a piece with Louise Brodie, you guys. I mean, it's just so amazing. And to try to find rehearsal time during Fest, guess what? Everybody else wants to rehearse with Louise, But we managed to find a little time, and Louise is like, Barbara, you know what? We'll just feel it. And that's the thing, when Louise gets up there, you're listening to some beautiful piece of music, and then she takes it away on the fiddle, and then you're feeling it beyond what you thought you had the capacity to feel. So I'm just so grateful for her adopting me tonight. So this is called We Lost. I wrote it in January after Martin Luther King Day service at our local Unitarian church. And so if you missed that fabulous performance, this is kind of the cliff notes to it. The piece is about 7 or 8 minutes long, so bear with us. And the evening was celebrating Dr. King and his legacy, but it was also a time of mourning. It was inauguration week. I had been very sick that month, so that's where this is coming from. I'm starting off with quoting a few lines from Elizabeth Bishop's One Art, and at the end I'm referencing Janine Kanan's poem, Our Lady. Lose something every day. Accept the fluster of lost door keys, the hour badly spent. The art of losing isn't hard to master. Then practice losing farther, losing faster, places and names and where it was you meant to travel. None of these will bring disaster. We lost. Not only are we not the MVP, not only did our team lose, we're out of the playoffs, not even in the running, and there is no inbound play with 3 seconds on the clock left to play. There's no one on base. We're not up to bat. There are no extra innings. There's just time to say we lost. Be still. Be together and watch. Turn up the lamp, breathe, and never give up, even as we now do nearly nothing. Things will unfold, and we trust we'll be moved to respond when the time comes. Now's not our time. We lost. We sit, we grieve, we watch. We're no longer golden or better than. We have failed to win, pushed too fast. Perhaps we exceeded the sound barrier, the speed of light, the limitations in place to keep safety a constant. Simply know now, all will be well through whatever horrors are to come. We will respond with civil discourse in the face of the uncivil. Remember basic goodness in the face of aggression. We'll develop capability of loving so much, loving till it hurts so good. Hurts to touch, touches the hurt, whispers good, the good that hides as a kernel inside everyone. We're so convinced of this, we will keep risking our soul life in this bet. Even as we lose and lose again, we will lie down in that field, bleeding or whole, taking comfort in pain, the business of being alive, tending, befriending the one lying next to us whom we've only just met. Stretching horizons, spreading ourselves on both sides, spreading ourselves so thin we become shellac of existence, molecules of us winning everywhere in spite of ourselves, willing to lose now as we let loose our grasp on anything we thought we knew, even the way we were going to. Shifting sands of self as the deck chairs on the Titanic rearrange again, and as the ship slowly sinks, we realize we didn't need all that steel. just our inflatable inner tubes afloat on the freezing sea. All will be well with rations in our waterproof pockets, our dry suit seals holding at the neck and wrist, each other for warmth, crossing our legs, clamping our arms to our sides to hold in the precious heat, heads covered, not before God, but before life. In the bald face of life, ever changing into death, keeping our heads covered in the face of it all, simply to stay warm. Sailing on without vessel, triumphing only in existence, holding on to nothing as we let ourselves slip into this micro victory of love, like microcredit. We leave behind the big banks, big loans, governmental systems, the man. We lost all that when they won it. Now we start in on the micro scale with our long underwear, the chicken laying the egg, the grubs for her or for us to eat, how to make meals out of grasshoppers, lighten the footprint as we press forward, leaning into discomfort, letting go of luxuries like garbage disposals, central heat, antibiotics, as we micro-tend our own fate, building our tiny boats to hold one more refugee fleeing big success. Our team name has been changed from Kings to Jesus and the Underdogs, or Buddha and those who just sit, or no name. Our uniform isn't red, white, or even blue, just clear, like saran wrap with the poor colors of our own flesh catching light, the losing light, like lost wax, except there's no metal left to pour into our clay, left empty casted as the roll call rolls on by, calling other names, not ours. Even if it was our great-grandma who played harmonica, that won't distinguish us now. As we resonate in anonymous horde, our choir beyond complaint, heads in our hands. No, we're not crying, just resting here while our hands nourish lost faces. You might mistake it for defeat, but it is simply loss upon loss, gushing from unfathomable depths. I'm 49 years old, and despite my best efforts, I may have pneumonia.